Tonight we at MODA are here in Exeter in the southwest of the country. This is for a remarkable show, and I got a feeling I will not be sat down for this one. This show will tell you the story of iconic time in history, from the birth of ska in Jamaica to the revival of ska in Britain in the late 70s and the early 80s, taking you on a journey of nostalgia. I'm here with several members of the brilliant group a nine-piece band. So let's start with this monster mash of a random questions. So I have
Eliza.
Go on.
My name's Zal.
David. And Steve.
Right. Steve, what part do you play?
I'm the lead vocalist.
Right. And yourself?
I'm the bass player and backing vocalist.
Oh.
I played the drums.
So you're the energetic one.
You'd think so.
And I'm lead female vocalist.
Absolutely brilliant. How long have you been performing together as a band?
Well, we've only been together since August was our first gig.
Yeah, so four of us have worked together for a long time.
Doing?
Playing 60s music, actually.
Oh.
But kind of being from the Midlands, where most of the guys are, and kind of having a bit of an interest in ska, we kind of began to want to move into that area and found Eliza, Brian, Mark, and some horn players who chop and change a little bit, but they're really kind of the ska experts with the deep kind of connection to ska.
Brilliant.
So yeah, we have a 60s background. It's myself, Steve, Zal and Lee. We do a 60s show. So it was something we always wanted to do. But a lot of the depth of the ska and the era comes from the members we brought in, because they've played with a lot of the originals. They're related to some of the originals. Mark was in the specials. So it's kind of given the depth to the whole band.
Brilliant. And yourself, what did you do before the band, like as a job?
So we've been going, the four-piece band has been going for nearly 20 years. We basically all rolled out of school, out of college and everything, and then a couple of years later we got the band together. So it's always been a constant in our lives. We've been professional musicians now since 2002 and worked in various different acts and shows and things. So yeah, it's all good.
Brilliant. Right, let's go on this one. I understand you will be playing where it all started its journey in Coventry. Have you played there before? And how did it go? Oh, I'm going to randomly give it to you.
Well, I'm born and bred Coventry, so it's my hometown. So that's the one I'm most excited about playing. We've got loads of family and friends coming. Being from Coventry, we just live and breathe ska and two-tone. You can't help but listen to it being born there. And I've been very privileged to, know some of the members of the original bands, which is amazing, because then anytime we do have questions, we just lean on them. For example, H come to rehearsals the other day, which was phenomenal, and it was great for him to hear our sound, and have the nod of approval, didn't we, from him? He loved it. And
that's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I bet for you.
Playing the drums, he's playing his parts. I was like, oh God.
I hope he's not judging me.
Yeah.
No,
He's a lovely guy.
He's so lovely. He's great. And then hopefully, he'll be joining us on tour at some point. He'll come and show his face and say hi, I'm sure, on stage with us.
Brilliant. Right, the next one. You also have a lot of dates in your diary for your tour in 25, 20 and to 26. Have you done anything like this big previously? Oh, let's give it to yourself. Go on.
This band, no, obviously it's relatively new, but over the years we've all played in various different acts, and we've been lucky enough to support bands like the Beach Boys over in America. And we've played all over the world in the 60s show. You've done a lot of work with various people over the years as well, haven't you? So nothing for this band, but this is completely new for us, and it's very exciting. We're really looking forward to it.
Brilliant. I grew up in the early 80s in Bristol, where there was a big punk, ska, and reggae scene. Can you tell me where you spent your youth? Now, where are we going to go? Let's go with you.
Musically, or
Both.
well, I'm from Rugby. So is Lee, my brother, the guitarist, is also in the band. So that's how we started. Our musical roots go back to, again, 60s really. We were very big Beatle fans. We loved all that stuff. We became, at school, we all watched the anthology when it first came out, so that's kind of how our music began. But from parents, they've kind of given us a lot of genres to love. So there's a lot of music that we enjoy, the music of our own time as well, but we've kind of we love all sorts of music. But this particular type is something that we always wanted to get into, and it was only post-COVID when we thought, you know what, if we're ever going to do something like this, then now's the time to do it, because it felt like such a big project. We had to bring so many people in, and we were so fortunate to get people with pedigree who absolutely love the music. You'll see that from the show later, that they don't just perform. They're not just here to perform the show, they actually live and breathe the show, and I think that goes for everybody on stage. So yeah, it was a great opportunity. I'm so glad we took it on board.
Brilliant. Right. There is going to be an odd question chucked in a minute. So, it was not all sunshine in Bristol. In fact, the whole country was on its knees due to politics, racial equality, and unemployment, or shall I say, the lack of just jobs, really. Does this show touch on the hard times of kind of like the 80s when it all went a bit Pete Tong?
Wow. Yeah, I think the music, obviously it came at a time when it was economically difficult for people, and I think it is again now, and I think there's a real hunger for the music in theatres. You turn up and people just want to have a good time and let go of that kind of, energy, I guess.
Yeah.
And the visuals as well, don't they? And Steve creates all the visuals on the show. A lot of the visuals show footage from the time and what was going on, and we've tried not to be too political, but we want to try and capture what people are going through around that time. Maybe you can elaborate on that a bit more, because you created all the visuals.
Yeah, obviously it's the time you're talking about is very sad in history. It's very hard times. We're trying to keep it upbeat, you know, and not make it too down. But then it does touch upon it in the visuals, all sorts. So yeah, yes.
Brilliant. Right. If you had the chance, to perform with anyone on stage, past or present, who would you get them up on stage with you? Oh, I'm going to take it to each one of you, actually. Just go you.
In the kind of two-tone era?
Any.
Oh my goodness me. That's a really hard question. I guess, do you know what, since like 10 years now I've been singing the song, so probably Pauline Black for me, I'd have to go. She's an icon, and I feel very privileged to be able to fly the flag for her. Even though she's still going, I'm just doing it in a different sense. So maybe that. And then I guess, I don't know, someone like Bob Marley would be amazing. I don't know, that's a really difficult question. How about you?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it two-tone ska. I'd say, Terry Hall, it would have been great to just have a chat with the guy,
Yourself?
Horace became a great influence just recently, actually, picking apart the parts for the bass. So as a bass player, he became a later influence for me, so I would love to, hopefully at some point I'll have the opportunity to maybe play on stage with him or pick his brain about stuff. But historically, then I'm going to go with an obvious one like someone like Paul McCartney and the Beatles or anybody like that. That'd be fantastic.
And yourself?
Suggs, he's my hero. Without a shadow of a doubt, he's my absolute
Have you
hero.
met him?
Never met him.
Oh,
no.
I have. Oh,
This
more than
interview's over.
once. I'll tell you some stories after. Brilliant. Right. Oh, if you could have kept, I think you're all younger than me anyway, but if you could have kept any garment or item from your youth, what would it be? Oh, you're all thinking now. Oh.
Garment from my youth.
Or item.
I've got one.
You've got one. You go first.
I bought, when I was 16, a Rickenbacker bass, which I absolutely loved. I sold it when I was 26. I still love that bass. One day I'm going to find it again. But yeah, that was for music, the one item that I'd love to reclaim. But I did get a copy 4005, which I also really love. But that original Rickenbacker, especially at that point when we were teenagers, we were a bit more gritty before we got into like the 60s stuff, and we did like the jam and things like that. It had a real great sound, so I miss that bass guitar. Who's next?
Oh. Anything? Clothing? Toy? Anything?
Jesus.
Put you on the spot.
I can't think of
Fruit jam.
Mine would be my kickers. The shoes,
Yeah.
a pair of kickers.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wish I kept them.
A Jim will fix it badge.
Oh!
Maybe not. We'll cut that bit out.
I never had
No,
one.
I'm keeping
Never
that
had
in.
one.
He tried to get one.
He wouldn't have me.
It's not something I actually had as a child, but I always wanted walkie-talkies, and we've just got them for the show, and it's made my life so complete. It's been great.
You keep playing with it.
I've been giving everyone code names. It's been like, you know.
We don't need to go into the code name.
Well, look, we'll talk about that after the
Yeah,
interview.
okay.
And yourself?
I really haven't got anything. I don't keep hold of anything. I don't have
I
an
know.
attachment to anything. If I've not used it 6 months, it's gone.
Very
I
practical.
am that guy, yeah. I'm a very
nice.
practical
That's
person.
okay. We're allowed. Right.
What a question that was.
It's going to get better. You all play an important part of this band, and you must have to get on with one another. Give me one thing that makes you smile about any other cast or member or crew. Let's go, you.
Brian makes me laugh and smile most days.
And for why?
He's the sax player. He's just a real character. He's
You'll find out in
He's
the
got
show.
loads of little quirks, and he's not shy at all. But yeah, you'd have to show. Just watch the footage, and yeah, you'll kind of get it. Brian's a great guy.
Who makes you smile?
Everyone, I guess. We just get on so well. We're very lucky and very fortunate that these kind of, well, I say 9 strangers, even though you guys weren't strangers to each other, that we all just met up in a room and we just gelled and clicked. It is, I still say it now, I can't believe how well, it's like it's meant to be, isn't it?
Agreed, yeah.
And you'll see tonight, we just have an amazing time on stage. In fact, I don't think we'd care if anyone was out there watching us, because we have such a good time. Yeah, it's fantastic, and you'll see later.
I second what Eliza just said. I do feel like it's been fate. We were just thrown into a room. There's been barely, I don't think there's actually been a crossed word between any of us at any point. I do feel thankful though that I've been working with Steve and Lee particularly, literally for 25 years plus, and we have our moments, and we have had our moments over the years, but like there's a real closeness there. Obviously Lee's actually my brother, but we're like 3 brothers, and it's been fantastic to have that. But as Eliza said, it has been just perfect how it's all come together.
Well, I totally disagree. I can't stand any of them. I'm purely here for the money. There you go.
You've got to kind of get on, haven't you, really? And it is like one big family. And like you said, if you're having fun up there, it shows to everyone else that you're having fun. So I get what you mean. I have enjoyed this epic interview, and I know my listeners will be wanting to book tickets and join you on your energetic journey. Where are you touring next, and how can they find the information?
Social media guys.
So you can find the information on www.toomuchtooyoung.co.uk. The tour dates are changing all the time, so there's a lot going on. As for the very next gigs, we're in Scotland in a couple of weeks. We're doing Glenrothes, Aberdeen and Edinburgh. From there onwards, we go to Northampton. There's plenty of dates as well in March. There's Warsaw and all that sort of stuff. Then there's Chroma Pier and it gets to Coventry on the 16th, I believe, of May. So it's changing all the time. So yeah, I'd get a look on Facebook or the website. That's your best bet. We don't even know where we're going to turn up half the time. We just get in the van and see where it takes us.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, thank you. Let's get the party started, and let's get on and do a bit of skanking. Thank you.
Thank you.